to stand for their community board, to make a commitment for 3 years into the political meetings that are going on, and it has no authority other than to recommend to council. And there are people out there that say, well, if I can't change anything, if I have no power, what's the point of giving my time? And that, to me, has been the difficulty with community boards all along. I think there are other opportunities for people to make their contact with their district council.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your quietness.
Thank you. The other thing that I perhaps would like to mention, as a ratepayer in Chakroa, that when this district accepted harmonisation of the water and the wastewater systems, we did it because we were thinking district-wide. If these smaller communities want independence, then independence means cost for reaching the standards required by our regional councils. And in those cases, it is always the base with the greater number of ratepayers who subsidises the smaller community, because they still exist as a community with the services that are required. So my urging is for the council to support the proposal to change to a north and a south board with the South Waikato District Council.
Questions? Thank you, Mr. Brownsy, and of course for those, Mr. Brownsy was the councillor for many years, and it's been through several of these. Any questions, Mrs. Brownsy? Councillor Bell.
I was just going to ask Mrs. Brownsy, because you were talking about the material and usually there's a number of other comments you made. You were in Tokoroa, so do you have any involvement in the material community, or on what basis do you make this?
My knowledge of my 12 years on council, because that's when it happened. There was a resignation during one term, and it was very difficult to get replacement to stand on the board at that time. So that's where that comes from, the history of the board.
Any other questions, Steve? I thank you for your submission, and it'll be part of our deliberation later. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Mr. Blake. Welcome, sir.
Thank you, Bishop.
Having sat on the other side for several times, it's good to see you now as a submitter rather than you.
No, I do really appreciate the opportunity to speak to my submission, and also that you're calling out our submissions. Go through due process to consider those. As I speak, some of it will be about the past, and it's not that I know it's dangerous to live in the past, and it's not that I live in the past, but I guess I'm one of the few here today that actually took part in the reorganisation of local government, prior to the reorganisation of local government in 1989, sat on the transition committee, had a lot of discussion and input into why we ended up with the awards we had, etc., etc. So some of it I'll touch on is because of that knowledge, and I'm not sure whether everybody here is aware of some of the things that have brought about the three board system. Firstly, the question was asked, do we agree with 10 councillors? And I tick strongly for yes on that. I know it's been sort of reconsidered today, but I go along with what has been published in the discussion council has had, and I believe the democratic way was discussed and it was strongly supported to tend to be retained by a large majority of councillors. And for all the reasons put forward then, about better chance to get young people on board, all of those who are thinking of get a good gender mix, etc., that it is the right way to go. I think following on from that is then ask, do you agree that we have 2 wards or not? I'm against reducing to 2 wards. One of the reasons for that is that with 10 councillors, you don't need to reduce to 2 wards. If you reduce to 8, you would. I believe council discussed and decided retention of 10 councillors, you don't need to reduce to that number. It was also stated strongly at TROW, and I think there was over 100 people turned out at TROW. My understanding reports back, there were 5 or 6 at Waikato and 5 or 6 in Tokoroa. So there was real interest in the TROW movement. And I think it indicated probably the same as in some way there'd been the feeling in Tokoroa or Waikato that they might be being asked to lose their identity. You would get a far better turnout. And without doubt, huge majority there, and I tend to believe, wanted to retain it. And really, as we said then, you know, it is important to understand that you've got 10 councillors, representation, fits the criteria, there's no economic advantage to council by doing away with the TROW movement. So, always look at dollars, but if that's not, so that can be discounted. It was said at that meeting at TROW that combined Waikato and TROW, they were basically the same. Dairying was their primary industry. Look, and it's not just because I live at the north end. When we looked at why there should be 3 wards prior to setting up the South Waikato District Council, one of the things that made TROW different from Waikato was that a large amount, particularly of the intermediate and secondary schools, takes place at Matamata. And since the introduction of primary schools, there's a reasonable swing in the more northern end to schools in Matamata, the Waikato District Council. I think we all know, all of us that have got children, and that you go where your kids go when they take part in sport and other school activities. They tend, when they leave school, if they stay in the area, they've made their friends, they likewise then join clubs and other things that they've been associated with their friends. So there's a very large proportion of people living in the total TROW ward, it's not just TROW Township, the total ward, in that community, that have an affiliation towards the clubs north of them. And because of, through the school years and that, a lot of travelling to and from to get kids to and from their interests outside the school hours, you find a lot of the professional services are in Matamata because it was just more convenient because they went to Matamata, etc. They have banking, they have solicitors, they have a host of things. So there's a leaning that, there's a leaning in where the clubs are supporting as they move on from schooling, etc. and an affinity there. So that is what created in the minds of the people that were setting the boundaries there as to where community of interest and why it should be recognised with 3 wards. The other that I'd like to say is that when South Waikato District Council came into being in 1989, there was not great unity. You know, there was quite a lot of feeling from end to end and throughout. And it took at least 5 years of hard work by a whole group of